Most former housewives do not admit that they still keep up with the Real Housewives show. I don't know if it's because they have bruised egos and don't want to admit that they watch, or because they really don't watch the franchise anymore, but Brandi Glanville is not one of those allens. She is a very avid Housewives viewer and she has a lot of opinions about everything and everyone on every show. One person that she took major issue with was the New Jersey new girl Margaret Josephs. For the most part, the audience is really warming up to Margaret minus the initial shock from the pigtails, and I just figured that Brandi would be one of those fans who loves her since they both take pride in their unfiltered humor. Unfortunately, part of Margaret's storyline struck a very personal chord with Brandi. Nope, Brandi does not have a desire to run a lifestyle brand or rehash childhood nicknames or claim a friendship with Joan Rivers. This is actually a LeAnn Rimes-related issue. When Brandi invited Margaret to be a guest on her Brandi Glanville Unfiltered podcast, Margaret probably had no idea that Brandi had a major bone to pick with her. Before getting into Brandi's grievance, they made some small talk about the reunion taping. Margaret told her, "We just wrapped the reunion. It was very epic. Need I say more? I feel like every Real Housewives reunion is described as epic by a cast member before it airs, so I will have to take that one with a grain of salt. Nevertheless, Jersey is coming through this year, so it is definitely possible." Margaret admitted, "It wasn't as intense as I thought it would be. People asked me about it on Twitter and I said piece of cake because I think I was so revved up to go to it, and then I said to Teresa, Giudice, that was not so bad. I guess we shall see soon enough." And then Brandi shared her feelings with Margaret. She said, "There's something that you say that really hits close to home and really hurts me." She explained, "When you're on national television you talking about missing your kids, it's almost like you're taking ownership of another woman's children. I feel like it really pissed me off because all you would have to say is, 'I miss my stepkids.'" Clearly, Margaret wasn't expecting that to be the main topic of conversation. She told Brandi, "Brandi, I raised them. Do you know that the mother never had custody of the kids?" Brandi insisted, "But, they're still biologically her children." Margaret admitted, "I understand why you feel that way." And of course Brandi responded with, "Because it happened to me." The Marge insisted, "It was a whole different situation altogether. She really didn't want to see them. She was not like you as a devoted mother." Margaret continued, "I didn't want to call them my step-kids because they were so ingrained in my soul. I wasn't trying to take anything away from her. I was the one at their college and high school graduations. I did everything with them and we never banned her from seeing them." Margaret revealed, "I was the only one in the picture. Their mom wasn't in the picture with them growing up." Brandi wondered, "She's in the picture now though?" Margaret said, "No, not really." After that back and forth, Brandi concluded, "Well, okay then I guess I can give you a pass." After the talk with Margaret, Brandi discussed the interview with her producer. She admitted how much the step-kids versus kids verbiage was getting to her. "I was driving over here fuming because I was like, am I going to be able to talk to this lady?" She shared, "She did it a lot. She was like, I really miss my kids, and she was crying. For me as a mother who has given birth, all you have to do is say step. Even if you love them as your own kids, as you should and hopefully you do, you can't take that ownership away from their mother on TV, especially. It just hit me too close to home." Overall, the interview was a good move for Margaret since she did end up winning Brandi over by the end of it. "Well, for the most part." Brandi said, "I wanted to like her and then this thing came around and I was torn, but now I like her. But I still think she should say step-kids, even if she feels that they are her kids. So I guess they will just agree to disagree on this one." Related, Margaret Josephs can't wrap her head around Siggy Flicker's theatrics, gets candid on family heartbreak. Was Brandi rightfully offended by Margaret's tendency to refer to her